Hello, loves. Welcome back. It's been a while for these on YouTube. So I am here with your weekly pick a card reading. It is June 30th, 2020. And I've got three sets of cards here. We've got set number 1 represented by red nail polish, set number 2 represented by mint green nail polish, and set number 3 represented by this beautiful lilac purple nail polish. I connect these with my Facebook group, and that is why I always have objects that are representing each set. It's just because it helps people visually sometimes. So if you don't know how this works, just take a moment and see which of these sets you're most drawn to, and that is the one that will be your reading. And you may find that you are drawn to more than one set or all three, and that's totally fine. There's no right answers. Some people need a brief reading and others need a much fuller spread of information. So we are going to get started. I apologize if you can hear my ceiling fan above me. It makes a little bit of a squeak noise, but if I turn it off, I will then melt on camera, and then that's just not going to work out for any of us. So we're going to get started with set number 1 first. I'm going to put these guys to the side, put the little nail polish to the side now. So we've got set number 1, and I'm going to set these up just so that you can see the cards a little bit better as I'm talking. They're for my kids' crafts, but they work out very well for readings. All right, so first card we have got is the Seagull. And it says on it, now is a time for deep emotional healing, which is always good stuff. All right. Next card is, we've got the 4 of Swords in reverse. Now, this deck is the Ethereal Visions Illuminated deck, so like the print itself is very light. So if you think that it's hard to see, it's because that's just the way this deck is. It's very beautiful in person, though. All right, next card is the 2 of Swords. Interesting. Okay. This is all about being in the mind this week. And your final card is the Fool. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. So the Seagull over here is saying now is a time for deep emotional healing, and that runs right into this 4 of Swords in reverse. The 4 of Swords in reverse is about taking time out for yourself and sort of hitting the reset button. And sometimes the way that we need to hit the reset button is to take time to be quiet, time to meditate or to pray or to just pull back from everything that's causing us stress in our lives. And it interplays kind of well with this 2 of Swords right here too, because the 2 of Swords is you being stuck in your mind right now and sort of wavering between 2 different decisions. And that can, these 2 cards together can give you this feeling of stagnation in your mind. It's like, I've talked about this before. It's that concept of decision fatigue. When you've got so much going on in life and there's so much to think about, and, for better or for worse, but there's so many things to think about and so many things to check off your to-do list, it can leave you feeling like you're just very scatterbrained and you have to make a decision, but you're stuck and you just feel stuck. And so the 4 of Swords is like, well, let's just step back for a moment. Let's just take a moment to regroup, to take some deep breaths, meditate on it. As I said last week in the reading, in the pick a card reading last week, sometimes you just need to write things out so that it's in a list in front of you so that you can kind of focus your mind on it. But you want to pull yourself out of that stagnation energy as well as that like frantic energy. And I know that seems like, they're at odds. Like, how can I be stuck and how can I be frantic? How can my mind be over energized? And as I said, it's when you're over energized and sort of hyperactive in your mind, it leads to that stuck feeling. Now, with emotional healing, taking the message from this card, that plays with this Four of Swords in reverse as well. If there's something that you're not confronting, if there's something that you're not thinking about because it's too painful, because it's inciting fear, it's really time to take a look at that. And you don't have to do that alone. And I say this every week to somebody, it's fine and safe for you to reach out and get some help if you need to, when it comes to, going through what's in your mind and working through your fears and working through your pain. But a release needs to happen so that you can get past this point of the Two of Swords. And so you can decide, like, which way am I going to go? Which point, which path do I want to take? And another way to do that is to be connected with yourself and connected with your own intuition and really following your gut instincts. I don't know if you can see it on here on the video, but there's like a little moon up there, and that says to me that it's talking to me about like your intuition and your inner wisdom, and making sure that as you're thinking through things or you're prioritizing things in your life, make sure that you're not just looking at them in a very black and white view. Make sure that you are connecting with your intuition and listening to that inner voice, your inner guidance, if it's telling you something. So we're going to bring that over to the Fool, and the Fool is our classic new beginning card. It's about, changes that are coming. It's about, taking that leap of faith. Sometimes you don't always have the answers. You don't always know what's going to be on the other side of that decision that you make. And you just have to make a decision, and you just have to trust that things are going to work out. You just have to trust that what happens after you make a decision is going to be, for the greater good or the best thing for you. All together here, I'm feeling like, it's about connecting with yourself. It's about connecting with what's going on in your mind and really taking a look at it and confronting your emotions, confronting all the thoughts that are going on in your mind, and really laying them out and seeing them for what they are. And then, being aware of them, and then taking that moment to say, okay, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to take some moments for myself before I start to make a decision, because you want to get rid of that mental stagnation, and you want to be refreshed and renewed, before this energy comes in, because this new beginning is happening no matter what you do. It is there, and it's something is changing no matter what, but you want to be mentally and emotionally prepared for that. And so you want to clear out all the clutter in your mind. You want to clear out those cobwebs, and you want to approach things with a much more fresh mind, with your emotions feeling a little bit more balanced. I do want to come back to a separate message with this seagull as well, and tying it into the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords is that moment where you're at a crossroads and you're deciding which path to take, and you really have to take a look at things, and you really have to confront what option A is and what option B is and whatnot. Bringing it back to seagulls, let's think of seagulls as they are. They're awesome little birds that we all see down at the shore. They make you think of the shore. They make you think of travel. If you're not from around here, the shore, the beach, they make you think of the ocean. But they're also loud. They speak up. Seagulls are also very opportunistic. I'm sure if you've ever been at the beach or anywhere where seagulls are congregating, even in the parking lot at the mall, and you're sitting there, you're eating a hot dog, you're eating an ice cream cone, you got something in your hand, a seagull can just come swoop down and take it right out of your mouth, because they're opportunistic and they see something in front of them. They know it's good for them. They know what they want, and they're not like, should I continue to fly and squawk, or should I go get that person's hot dog? They say, no, I'm going to go get that person's hot dog. And they swoop down and they go get it. So for some of you, it is about like shit, like literally shit or get off the pot, right? So you got a decision you have to make. This Fool energy right here is waiting for you. It's going to happen no matter what. So you want to have some control over that. So make your decision. Take advantage of opportunities that are right in front of you. Don't be allowing yourself to really waver too much. It's time to just kind of like swoop down and go get it and make, take decisive action. But overall, right now, take your moment, step back from this video, take your deep breaths and commit to connecting with this energy as well, so that you're able to like heal things out and release things so that we're not dealing with stagnation. All right. So all in all, fabulously positive. I like that energy for you this week. All right. On to set number 2, our mint green nail polish. We have got the mountain goat. There we go. She's stuck. A Queen of Pentacles. Beautiful. I see some stubbornness going on here right now, though. The Three of Pentacles. And the Five of Wands. Interesting. All right. So I think a lot of you are dealing with conflicts, not always in a bad way. Conflict is not always a bad thing, but you're dealing with a lot with other people, and it's going to be about collaborating. The little blurb on this mountain goat card says, there's something out of balance in your life, so do whatever you need to do to correct it. So we have this little mountain goat dude here, and I don't know if you can see on our Queen of Pentacles right here, she has this ram's head. Now, the Queen of Pentacles is more like earth energy, so like Taurus, which can be very stubborn, but this here is definitely, well, that's a ram's head, which is also like kind of stubborn energy, more Aries type of energy, a bit fiery, a little fire behind that stubbornness. So it's interesting that that I'm feeling stubborn energy from both of these. And then we have this conflict card, and then we have this card that's about collaboration with other people and building things with other people, working with other people. So I almost feel like with the energy of these two cards, you're dealing with other people, whether it's in a work situation or in your relationships or even just friendships. It's something where you guys need to work together, and you really need to put all of your heads together evenly in a very balanced way. And there can be some nitpicking that goes on there. This card here, like the Five of Wands, tends to be called like the conflict card. And it's usually like a bunch of guys fighting with their wands and whatnot. I'm not feeling such a heavy negative energy with that. I'm feeling here that it's more collaborative, and it's more about many different viewpoints being presented, and here you are looking at all of those viewpoints, like you're seeing each other's ideas, you're seeing each other's perspective, and you're taking that all into consideration. But what you want to make sure, what you want to avoid is any one person kind of dominating all of that, or any one person lagging behind as well, so that a whole bunch of you are doing the work. It's like, the group project thing where a whole bunch of you do the work, but you got that one person who isn't, they lag behind, and it causes frustration. What I feel is that you are this Queen of Pentacles energy. And the Queen of Pentacles energy, she is very abundant energy, very nurturing, very practical, and she is balanced. And I feel like you're there to settle some of what's going on between these cards, and you're there to sort of restore balance. Like, you're that person that's in that leadership role where you're saying, I see, this perspective, that one, and I can tell how well it's going to work on on the project that you're creating together, or the situation that you're working through together, you're the one that's sort of the leader there. And I know I said like not one person shouldn't be dominant. And so you're not dominating the conversation. You're not a leader where, you know, everybody must listen to you and only your ideas are right. You're that person that is very good at delegating each person's role. You're that person that's very good at pulling out, you know, what person A does best, and then what person B does best, and what person C does best. Like, you see the best things in them, and you're able to blend that together, you know, so that it works in like this really beautiful synchronicity. So you're not dominating, you're not being forceful or aggressive. You might have to be assertive, but you're there to help them balance this out. You're there to speak up and lend a practical side to what you're working on. Whatever you're working on with this Three of Pentacles, and again, I said this can be a work project, this can be a school project, even can be like in your family, renovations with your home. You know, you're in these beginning creative stages, but you've already laid this foundation down. You've already decided what it is that you want to do. You're already committed. So whatever it is that you're doing with this, there's a lot of opportunity for success, and there's a lot of energy behind you that is successful energy and abundant and very creative. Like this Queen of Pentacles, she's beautiful to see in a reading. You know, she's wonderful energy. You just want to follow her lead. You want to follow that practicality and not let things get too distracted, or, you know, let things get, you know, taken away from you, or get thoughts kind of, you know, fly away from you, just the way my thoughts are flying away from me right now. So again, this is all about collaboration. If you're in a situation with you know, where you need to collaborate, it's going to benefit you, it's going to benefit your group as a whole, and it's going to benefit whatever's going on in the future for you to be diplomatic, and for you to be willing to express yourself. So you're not being a doormat here. You are not being quiet. You are expressing yourself. You are showing your position, but you are being willing. You are willing to see the other side. You are willing to see somebody else's perspective. You are willing to acknowledge that somebody else has something different to bring to the table that will be beneficial to all of you. So for you guys, this week is about collaboration. For some of you too, this might be a health issue, like sort of like collaborating with your medical team, with your doctor, but again, everybody is playing their part, and you are advocating for yourself, or you are advocating for somebody else in a health role. That just like hit me now. But I think for a lot of you, this is you working together with a group towards something that is pretty good in the future. It's very good in the future, and you've got great energy behind it. Mountain Goat 2, besides just saying, you know, it's a little blurb about balance, this is very sturdy energy. When you think about a mountain goat and what they do and how they can just like crawl along these very like rocky areas that seem very steep and scary, you know, when you look at them, and they're just kind of like hanging on and munching on some grass, like it ain't no thing for them to be so far up on the air, so far up in the air, and balancing themselves on very little like crevices in oh my gosh, I cannot use my words. You know what I'm trying to say about mountain goats. We all know what they do. You know, there's a lot of strength and resiliency there. There's a lot of balance. There's a lot of just like this firm personal strength, you know, that's behind you. So that's very good energy to have. Again, another positive set this week. I like this energy for you. So definitely things to think about in regards to other people. And then finally, we have set number 3 with our purple nail polish. Our first card, oh, cute little guy. We have got chimpanzee. Everyone's got like a loud animal this week. Beautiful. The moon. That is interesting with that chimpanzee card. The Fool in reverse. It's our second Fool of the day. And the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. So, let me read the blurb on the chimpanzee. It says, use both your intuition and your intellect to solve the problem or get answers to your question. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to start this off with a warning for you this week. And with the energy that's beginning for you this week, any situation that you're in this week, really, really connect to that intuition. Trust your gut. Like, it is screaming in my head at you. Trust your gut. Because I want you to be aware of people who may be feeding you a whole load of bullshit. For some of you, this is going to be tied to your finances and to your career. So if you have somebody coming up to you, for example, like, hey, I make $100,000 a week doing, this, just, PM me for details or whatever. No, run away. You need to be very, very clear with people this week. And you need to be very clear not only about your intentions, but about the intentions of others that you are dealing with this week. I want you to be just very focused on your intuition. Really focus. If you're getting something that pings you, like hitting your gut that says this isn't right, I don't believe what they're saying, I think this is too good to be true. That's the other, besides trust your gut, too good to be true is the other phrase that is just like screaming at me. Just be wise about everything that you are dealing with and the people that you are dealing with this week, especially if you're dealing with something in regards to your career or a potential career, a job offer, even some health things as well. I just want you to be very, very smart about it. And I'm not saying that you're not smart about it. Just want you to have your wits about you. So, and you are going to connect your practical mind with your intuition, and that's what this chimpanzee is saying. Like, look at all the facts, look at things practically, look at things in a very black and white manner when you're dealing with this situation. Lay things out in front of you and investigate whatever somebody is trying to talk to you about, whatever somebody's trying to convince you about. I want you to be like investigative about it. So you need to look at things with your mind, with your brain and everything, but you also need to connect your intuition to that. The two of them are going to be working together for you this week. So, and with this Fool card in reverse, it's like you have ideas and you have this, there's something that you want to bring forth. There's something new, some new energy that you want to bring forth, a new path you want to take, or even you just want to divert your current path right now, but you're kind of holding that back. And I think you might not even be in touch with why you're holding that back. And I think it's this energy here. And I think it's this right here. There's something, because something. There's something right now hitting your gut that's saying, yeah, wait, like whatever's going on here, like this new idea that you have, or this newness, this new energy that's going on. It's like, you're aware of it, but it's not time to bring it forth yet. And I think you want to be careful with who you share that information with and who you share your ideas with. And I know, like, this entire reading right now, it sounds kind of ominous because I'm all like, don't trust anybody, or, just be careful. But really, this is like, to me, just loud and clear. Don't fall for anybody's bullshit. If it sounds too good to be true, it is too good to be true. Take the steps that you need to protect your ideas. Take the steps that you need to protect your integrity. This is good. You've got something good going. You've got something good coming towards you. It's just not ready yet. And that's because you just want to be sure that you're taking care of these two parts right now. You want to be sure that you know that who you share your ideas with, who you collaborate with, that they are there for your benefit, that they're not there to like steal ideas or, just give you a load of nonsense. Additionally, just keep a good close eye on your finances. If you are currently employed, make sure that you're keeping yourself like protected at work, not like safety protection, but cover your own ass at work. Make sure that you are documenting things that need to be documented, that, you know, it's just that CYA issue. Cover your own ass. You know, have documentation, take notes of everything. You know, if you do something, make sure that you can prove why you did it, or if you have an idea, make sure you can back it up. Just keep your wits about you this week. And again, like, it is screaming at me, like, trust your gut, trust your gut, trust your gut. This is not the week to make any big, bold moves. This is not the week to, like, scream your ideas into the air. And I don't want you to be, like, afraid. Like, this is good. This is good for you to get this knowledge. This is good for you to get this information, and it's good for you to protect yourself. You know, it's going to work out in the future so that we're reversing this back to its upright form, and that, you know, you are taking that big step towards a new beginning. It's not time yet, because you've got to take care of some things here. But again, connect your intuition with your mind, trust your gut, be very practical about things, be very measured about things, keep everything in balance. You know, good energies waiting for you. This is protective energy that's coming around you right now, to make sure that you're aware. Okay, so it sounds a bit heavy, but it's protective energy. It's wanting you to be aware of what's going on. Okay? All right, guys. So thank you very much for allowing me to read for you all this week. I really enjoyed it. I think we've got some good information for everybody this week. I will see you again next week for another pick a card session. As usual, if you have any questions, if you need anything clarified, please do not hesitate to either leave a comment or send me an email, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. I hope that you all are staying safe, that you are all healthy, and I'm sending you a lot of love and a lot of blessings. Take care. Bye-bye.